I think the Speaker of the House of Commons, Sir Lindsay Hoyle, is shamelessly hiding behind the terrorist threat to divert from the idea that he cut a shady, grubby deal with Sir Keir Starmer's Labour Party over the ceasefire vote. Mr Hoyle and Starmer both deny that accusation, but it's the Labour leader who is the big villain in all of this. The fact is that if Sir Lindsay hadn't gone feral yesterday and allowed a Labour amendment, all the headlines today would be about the total turmoil Keir Starmer is in. 100 Labour MPs were set to rebel against him last night, shadow cabinet ministers going. The catastrophic division in the Labour Party would have been presented like the gaping wound it is for all to see in a general election year. Look how happy Labour MPs were today. Apparently they cheered the Speaker when he went into the Commons tea room. One of two things have happened here. Either Labour bigwigs have got Sir Lindsay by the earlobe and told him that he'll be out of a job under a Labour government if he doesn't do what they want, or Sir Keir Starmer has played the "you'll have blood on your hands" card. Either way, it's absolutely shameful. And the Speaker of the House, Penny Mordaunt, or should I say Leader of the House, Penny Mordaunt, was on to Starmer earlier today.
We have seen into the heart of Labour's leadership. Nothing is more important than the interests of the Labour Party. The Labour Party before principle. The Labour Party before individual rights. The Labour Party before the reputation and honour of the decent man that sits in Speaker's chair.
Well, now Keir Starmer has come out and said this today.
I can categorically tell you that I did not threaten the Speaker in any way whatsoever. I simply urged him to ensure that we have the broadest possible debate. And your MPs? Broadest possible debate, so that actually the most important thing, which is what do we do about the awful situation in Gaza, could be properly discussed by MPs.
But then Lindsay Hoyle today stands up and essentially said he received information that could mean that attacks on members of Parliament were imminent and there was an increased terror threat.
I had serious meetings yesterday with the police on the issues and threats to politicians, threats heading to an election. And I do not want anything to happen again. So yes, I will apologise. I always will when I make a mistake.
Hang on a minute, where did that come from then, Sir Lindsay? Was it Starmer? We know Sir Keir Starmer went to visit Lindsay Hoyle personally. But you know why I don't really believe that it's all about this so-called terror threat? Well, this is what Lindsay Hoyle said initially when he allowed the Labour vote. No mention of threats or safety here.
Finally, I should tell the House that, in my opinion, the operation of Standing Order number 31, which governs the way amendments to the Opposition Day motions are dealt with, reflects an outdated approach.
It was an outdated approach. Just after meeting Keir Starmer, not a peep about MP safety there. How can we believe that he says that he cares for MP safety when Sir David Amess was stabbed to death by a rabid Islamist? The debate in the Commons was all about social media. When Mike Freer MP said he was quitting because of, in part, Islamist threats, Sir Lindsay came out and said MPs need to make sure they speak more kindly to each other.
What we've got to have is more respect and tolerance for each other. And what we've got to do is recognise we may have political differences, but we don't have to use anger. We don't have to use hate, because all that is inspire other people as well. If we're kinder to each other, I believe the public will be kinder.
And now he's banging trouble. He's throwing his hands up and saying he's a martyr to MP's safety in the wake of a terror threat. I don't buy it. Sir Keir Starmer denies this. Sir Lindsay Hoyle, he denies this. But I think the British public have a right to wonder whether or not the Labour Speaker cut a grubby deal with the Labour leader to save the Labour Party. Now, as it stands, about 65 MPs have said that they have no confidence in Hoyle. The British public clearly do not anymore either. He's lost the room, and I think he has to go. But if Sir Keir Starmer, this man of towering integrity and high moral fibre, leant on Lindsay Hoyle and exerted massive pressure on him, then frankly, he has to go as well.